Hey everyone, this is Luca from Actually Agents, and we're happy to bring you another edition of our weekly real estate agent mastermind. Our masterminds are an open forum for community members to talk and collaborate on ways to improve their business. You never know who will show up. They're always different, but always awesome. We host them live in our free Discord server, which you can join using the link below. So sit back and enjoy.
Hey, I got a question. Do any of you guys know I'm on my phone right now? It's only coming through as a phone call. Do you guys know how to put this on speaker?
Foreman.
Yes.
Ah.
Swipe up where the mic is, and it should show you a little menu, change audio output. Click on that, and then it'll say speaker.
Oh. Yes, sir. Appreciate it.
Yeah, Foreman, you're slacking. Kyle's going to be taking over.
Man,
Sorry,
Kevin,
Ryan.
we'll get back to
Taking
you.
you out, bro.
No, I haven't heard back from Juan. How about you?
He told me he was going to send you an email today. I'll stay on his ass.
Okay. Yeah, no, I've not heard from him.
Did you sent him an email?
Yeah, I sent him an email earlier today asking him to give me a call, and then I also emailed him a couple weeks ago asking how to get the the payment, the receipts for my payments so I can put it on my taxes, but I actually found that myself today. But yeah, he didn't respond to that email either.
All right. I'll get on him. Sorry about that, Devin.
No, you're good. Appreciate it. Yeah, I was doing backing on the ads today, and I was like, oh shit. I was like, all right, well, I'm just gonna change my cities and put it on there myself.
When you do talk to him though, make sure you tell him that you messed with the cities already.
Yeah, for sure.
Well, welcome everybody in the audience and up here on stage to another edition of our weekly real estate agent mastermind. If you're new here, this is an open forum for anyone to ask questions, get answers. We help each other to the best of our ability and kind of hold each other accountable in a way. They're always different, always fun. There we go. What do we give that? That's like a 5 out of 10 intro, right? The enthusiasm wasn't there.
I'll give you a 6.
All right. I'll take a 6.
6.9.
I don't know. I'm excited.
Yeah. All right. So let me pose a question to the group here. It was posted in Real Estate General, and I feel for this guy. Hold on. How are you guys generating leads in this market? I've been getting plenty of rentals, but 9 out of 10, they're a complete waste of time. And then I told him cold calling, email marketing, yada, yada, yada. And he says he's working cold calls and emails and getting nowhere. What would your guys' response be to that?
Lucas, I want to know where he's getting his database that he's cold calling. The thing I'm seeing in my market is a lot of FSBOs, a lot of expired, a lot of canceled listings. Kind of like 3-4 years ago, we had a similar situation when the market was kind of dipping. We're of course worse now, but I counted the other day in a city of 100,000 people, we had about 20 FSBOs that were either posted somewhere or had a sign up in the yard that I could easily find. But it's a great source of business. FSBOs, they need some help. They need somebody to contact them, somebody to mail them, call them, and help them out. I think that's a great way to add on to his cold calling business.
FSBOs are what I've been hitting as well. I mean, I know you guys know as well, but I've had good luck. I've got a FSBO listing up right now that's kind of doing okay. Could be doing better, but better than they were by themselves, For buyers, I've actually been reaching out to everyone that kind of ghosted back when the market was crazy and they were getting outbid. And I feel like they're a little bit more optimistic this time around despite mortgage rates.
Well, speaking of FSBOs, I ran the stats on my market. This time last year, there were 2 for sale by owners that could have been prospected. Right now, same search area, there's 47.
Oh my God.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's insane. Don't.
I would take it a step further too, and lean into the network and the relationships that you already have.
Mhm.
I mean, you've sold clients' houses. You know how much equity they have in their house. They probably don't know. Especially if you sold something in the past 2 years. I mean, they've gained instant appreciation. So I've been looking, at opportunities basically from the perspective of, if I was the client, how can I use my real estate holdings to leverage and buy a vacation, property or something else, and take advantage of all those programs. That's what I'm doing. I'm up in the mountains right now looking for a chicken farm for one of my wealthiest clients. He wants to buy a chicken farm.
He wants
up
a chicken farm?
so his company is this dude. I mean, he's an awesome guy, but he's the epitome of billionaire next door. Like, you would never know. He wears flip flops, sandals, but he made all of his money because he patented the chemical that is applied to all the Tyson and Purdue chickens.
Oh, really?
So, and that's where I would, my point in saying all that is, look at it from the client's perspective. Don't look at it as, how can I get more business? Of course, you can add value to a FISBO, right? But frankly, every agent can. What every agent cannot do is add value to your existing clients. Only you can do that, and you'd be amazed the amount of business that would drum up.
I love it. I love it.
Let me ask you a question as a follow up to that. And what would probably be the number one common approach that makes the most sense in this market with that logic?
A big, email that I've just been sending out. I was going through my CRM and kind of cleaning it up, and I see the addresses and stuff, and and I see some road names, and I'm like, oh shit, I sold them that house, and I just shoot them a quick note like, hey, and I'll send them a CMA and make it look real good. And especially, there's a lot of different CMAs where you can collect, the data on their engagement and things like that. So I would also try to collect as much data to see which one of those clients that you're, reaching out to, see, how many times are they opening your email? How many times are they responding? And but to answer your question, I would say the easiest way is, hey, your house is worth more than you think.
Yeah, sorry. Let me be a little more specific. If you're going to go approach someone that has maybe gained equity in their house by 20% in the last 2 years, like what method?
Give me like a real example. Give me names. Paint the whole picture.
All right, let's say Tom bought his house for $1 million. It's now worth $1.3 million. What is he doing to take that money out and go and buy in a market where he could maybe do something with that $300,000?
Well, it depends. First, I mean, we gotta, before we even talk to Tom, we gotta check Tom's wife's Facebook, and Tom, make sure they're still married, their kid, isn't in rehab, make sure some traumatic event hasn't happened in their life before the snaky real estate agent just comes out and tries to get another commission. So always be, so I would start, do your research to make sure that they're not, they're in a position to where you think it would make sense externally. And then from there, I would literally present them with an opportunity. And that's what I've been doing, is saying, hey, take, and connect them with a lender that can do a cash out refi, or, some sort of creative lender. And maybe they have for example, a lot of my clients are heavy in their cash position. So they're looking to deploy capital in, real assets. But, I would definitely link up with a good lender that understands how to pull that equity out, and in the form of a HELOC, in the form of a cash out refi, and all those different products, because they're constantly changing, because we're not mortgage brokers, right? Like, we hear some things, we know about some products, but we don't keep up with that shit. I mean, the rules change like every day. So I think having that relationship is super important, and then just approaching it together and come to them with a comprehensive plan, because you are the expert.
Awesome. Thank you.
And that's a big reason why you got to trust who you're working with. Because when those types of questions do come up, you have to be able to reliably say, hey, you need to talk to Stephen or Matt, whatever your mortgage lender is, and trust that they're going to give those clients good advice that's going to move the needle forward.
I mean, I think you nailed it on the head with that, especially right now with lenders. I'm basically, I cleared house with my lenders that I would just feed business because they were, they were in the box type lenders and it was just easy for them and they were just pushing paper. But really, there are other lenders that have, and that's where you need to assess your client situation and, really put yourself in their shoes and try to solve their problem that they don't even know that they have and bring a solution. But like Lucas said, I mean, with lenders, I mean, I'm on a one strike policy. You fuck up one loan, you don't close the day that you said it was going to close. No more, because it's a reflection on us. And then that degrades our reputation as professionals, as advisors, because it taints the whole experience. So really, really, really trust your lenders. And I would also say, don't be married to just one. You can be a lender.
Be married to 3. And just
Exactly.
know, that's 3 more connections to make, and hopefully all 3 are the same level of good. And then no matter who they pick, they're in good hands. And then it makes it a lot
100%.
easier to filter them in and out.
And that because you match the personality type, and then you also, there's some lenders that just do 700 credit score, 6-figure income, W-2, blah blah blah. But then there's other clients, and they're entrepreneurs. They might make $1 million in a month and then not make money for 3 months. And you want a different lender that understands how to do self-employment loans and bank statement loans. Someone that's really 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 good at that. So I would have, out of your three wives, so to speak, have one, kind of in every bucket, a conventional person, a kind of out of the box person, and then I like to have, a super out of the box person, just to hit them with all the different options.
I love that. So they'll hit on someone, right?
Exactly.
Yeah, I even have a hard money lender that I know, just in case of emergency.
No, 100. No,
Dude, hard money
100%.
lender could be worth gold.
They are. They
If
are.
you've ever had a deal where your ass got saved by hard money, like, you'll know.
Retweet.
Yeah, we had a commercial deal here in town that was just like not gonna work. It was down to the wire, and private money lender ended up helping us out and saving the day. And he carried that high interest for a couple of months until he could get it into a better loan. It was perfect.
In a
Magusa,
position.
I see you down there. Come up. Sorry, Chad.
Oh no, I talk too much. That's good. Yeah.
Nah, I'd have more of a problem with it if you weren't saying stuff.
Yeah. Well, I have a kind of a different question, but if we have pretty much like a database of like close to 500,000 contacts that we've collected over the last 6 or 7 years with this particular CRM. We're trying to go through and kind of set up a way to kind of, for these people that are actually working with them one-on-one, to collect data that might be more relevant for someone that's renting with us currently. We do a lot of rentals, where we can maybe down the road convert them into buyers. And I'm just like trying to think of little like data points that might be helpful for us to kind of evaluate. And like, what would you want to keep? What would you want to know? What would you want to take note of? And what would you really not really care too much about? I'd love to hear if someone has like a method that they'd use or they have used to kind of evaluate an individual outside of just having actual cash.
Kyle, did you say 500,000 or 5,000?
500.
Holy shit! What or what lead magnet were you using?
A lot of AdWords, Yelp, Facebook, Instagram is mainly that, and we've done a lot of before COVID, we were going to every business school in the Northeast and like Chicago, and like pitching our rental service. It's kind of like a white glove approach to these graduates at like Wharton and whatnot, and they would be like their first call coming to the city.
Oh, I love it.
So we
I
just
love
like over time built a huge CRM, and we're just like trying to find more ways to leverage it because we're getting some investment money from a group that wants to kind of build more systems out, and they're willing to put some money behind it. So I'm just like tasked with figuring out, hey, what can we do to take what we already have and just kind of optimize it.
The Philippines.
What do you mean by like VAs?
Oh yeah, get them to scrub the shit out of that thing. Categorize them, have them do skip tracing, and make sure you just get as much information as possible, and then that way you can, then when you have the Wharton.edu emails, then you can tag them as Wharton, and then you can have some Wharton specific content, or whatever that is.
Yeah.
Based on your whatever you think your kind of buckets of clients are. I would really, unless you have the bandwidth, but I know I'm way too ADHD to go through 500,000 fucking. That gives me a headache. But in the Philippines, you give them $8 an hour. Happiest man in Babylon.
Yeah. Yeah, we actually have a pretty good like tagging system. We use Close.io. We're able to tag a lot of and add a lot of filters.
Close is good. Close is good.
Yeah. Yeah, we have a lot. I'm just like, when you start writing stuff down, you're like, how much data, like how many data points are is too much? Because a lot of these clients, like they've worked with people that are on our team still, and they were kind of rental focused agents. So they didn't really kind of take note on a lot of different things that I would look for, being that I'm mainly sale focused. So I'm just trying to like go like put in front of the rental team, like maybe 10, 15 little like data points I'd like them to try to collect throughout like the life cycle of their client.
Wow.
And-
Whether they're single, engaged, married.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And then you can send, if you want to qualify the entire list, you can send targeted emails and craft the subject lines in such a way that they would only interest people who are thinking about buying.
Okay.
Top 10 ways to capitalize on lower rate or lower house prices, right?
Yeah.
And going
best
off that,
towns
Lucas.
within commuting distance of New York City, because I know most of your database is in New York City, right?
Yeah. Definitely.
The most affordable commuting towns.
Affordable, Lucas.
Yeah,
We sell
I
luxury,
know.
not afford. Come on.
I know.
Yeah.
I know.
How
Well,
to
I
make your
mean,
friends
listen.
jealous. Yeah.
Compared to Midtown, Bergen County is pretty affordable. So
I
It's
think
interesting. Well, yeah, go ahead.
what Lucas was saying, it's really kind of a content creation play. That's a 500. You start a blog and blast it to everyone, and then you can start to tracking. Who's reading it, and you can collect it that way. You'll piss, I don't know, 3% of them off, but who cares? You didn't want to work with them anyways. If they're going to lose their shit over getting an email from you, and in that way, and put it all on a WordPress website and collect the analytics so you can see who's engaging, who's clicking on it, and then funnel it down, by intent that way, because obviously if they're reading it and they're, thinking about it, you can kind of, and you, like what Luke was saying, throw out different headlines, one extreme to the other, most expensive, most affordable, and see who's engaging with what. So you can further, kind of bucket them, because with 500,000, it seems so overwhelming to even get started on. Like, shit. That's a tough one.
Kai, here's one for you. The top 5 wedding venues within 2 hours drive of New York City. Who the hell is
That's
going to
actually
click
a
on
really
that?
good one. That's because then you know who's oh, Lucas, you're a smart dude. Dude.
And then I don't know what back end system you're using, but just tag your
Should tag.
possible-
Sorry, say that again. I don't know what backend system you're using.
yeah, back end, but if you have, you can.
Yo, Luke,
create-
he's glitching out, right? For you guys?
Yeah, I hear that too. I thought that was
Yeah.
me.
Your like voice is all cutty, internet-y up.
It's like,
Can you guys hear me now?
yes.
That's better.
Wow. Okay. Yeah, I don't know what back end system you're using, but if you can create it so that
It's still scratching now. Sounds like you're
It's a little better.
I'm gonna shut up.
What's up,
Nah.
guys? What are we talking about? I just tuned in.
We're talking about back-end systems here and CRMs and how to evaluate your current CRM to maximize potential of renters or past clients that could potentially be good buyers by using some of the data you've collected on them.
I liked Luca's idea with the like whatever top 5 wedding venues within a 2-hour drive.
Mike test.
Yeah, it's an interesting one.
You ever
Sounds better.
you ever
You're allowed
just
to play,
ask them?
Luca.
Say it again.
You ever just ask them?
Well, I guess you missed this part, but it was this. We have like about 500,000 contacts that we collected, so we're just trying to like figure out a way to do this efficiently. And I pretty much like, I'm just trying to get more confirmation than ideas here because I'm just like, you start writing stuff down and you're like, how much is too much? And like, at what point do you just like start doing it without like worrying
All right,
about
here you go.
certain things?
Ready? I got
Okay.
a lender over at Citibank, and he's in New York City too. His name is he's actually the manager of all of the loan officers for like 15 branches. So he doesn't do the loans himself, but I like to talk to the people who are in higher ups, right? Citibank has a loan program called the Home Run. And what it is they give out a subprime rate and they give $7,500 towards closing costs. So what you could do is I'll put you in touch with him. You can get a little info on it and then do a email blast, say limited time promotion going on right now. I can get you a subprime rate, don't use that word, use something that they'll understand, like a below market rate. And find out from Citibank what they're offering. And then say like, got this rate plus $7,500 off your closing costs. If you're looking to buy, please reach out so we can put you in touch. And then see what bites. And you could actually do like a promo with a lender a few times and see who's biting.
Yeah, I like that. Does that have anything to do with, is that one of those like Eagle Loan community programs that you?
No, you know what it is that Citibank, Jovia Bank, TD Bank, some of these big boys, in order to compete with rising mortgage rates, they're not selling their loans right now. They're actually going to hold the note for 30 years or until those people refi to a lower rate, and then they'll probably package it and sell it. So they're offering rates that are just killing the small companies. And like, for example, you can get a 10-year ARM mortgage right now from Jovia Bank with a 4.25. 10 years at 4.25. I mean, that's great. While everyone else is paying in the sixes, right? So
What bank was that? Who? What bank?
Jovia.
Jovia, right? Yeah.
Jovia, yeah. So you can partner up with a bunch of these lenders and use the loans to your advantage and find out who's got what program going and make it sound like it's just exclusive with you. Like you're just going to do an email blast and like connect with me. I'm going to hook you up and connect you to this. And then when they find out it's coming from a major brand like Citibank or Jovia or, TD Bank, TD Bank is offering the same. And they're actually like, I don't know why they're doing this. It actually annoys me. They're targeting specifically minorities, which I feel is still discrimination. You shouldn't be discriminating against anybody. Like everyone should qualify, no matter where they're from. But that's that lender specifically that I was talking to. She's like, "Oh, it's perfect for Spanish families. I'm like, it's perfect for anybody, asshole. So anyway, but you could partner up with these banks and blast their stuff out, and then you'll see who's going to bite. And do that every 2 to 3 months. In the meantime, I would also hire a VA and have them go through the list and just talk to them. Literally just cold call them and see where their head's at.
Yeah, no, definitely. A lot of the people we've worked with before, so it's a little weird, but getting like just people they have, like a lot of the agents. Sorry,
Well,
someone saying
the
something?
only reason I'm suggesting this method is because you said there's 500,000,
Yeah,
and the worst thing you want to do is create a task. Like doing a newsletter is great. I don't have anything against it as long as you're really going to be able to dedicate your time to honestly get it done. Because Kyle, I already know you're busy. You have a 500,000 person database, so you're working. You know what I'm saying? And now you're going to take on a new task versus doing something that's kind of like a one-off email blast that's not going to occupy too much of the attention already going on in your mind. You get what I'm saying?
yeah, no, I totally agree. I think part of it is also going forward. Like we have a lot of repeat business on the rental side. You know how it is in New York City. It's like people are moving pretty much every 2 years. And going forward, I want to get our rental team to just have like 10 or 15 things that they could kind of look for, so that we could kind of insert it into the CRM. Because when we close deals, we do everything in Google Sheets, and we could just put certain things into the Google Sheets. Say, hey, did any of these things qualify your buyer that they might your client, and maybe make them a buyer down the road. We're going to ask specific questions for the renters to kind of gather, so that we could put it in the Google Sheets, and then it kind of links back to their file in the CRM. So that just a little like recurring. We do like almost 1,000 tenant rep deals a year too. So we have a lot of like people we're interacting with on a yearly basis too. So it's a little bit of like what we currently have, and going forward what we can gather too. But
Bro,
a lot of this sounds
did
very
you
good.
people ever get pre-approved and move to Long Island? I'll send you
I mean,
referrals.
I'm sure I sent out a lot of referrals during COVID. I mean, everyone was kind of fleeing the city, and I was sending out emails like, "Hey, you probably don't know where you're going, but I could help you find it out, and or figure that out. And if you know anyone, or if you don't know anyone in those markets, I can help put you in touch with someone we trust." And that was like a big thing for us. I mean, there was a
Yeah,
lot of business made.
do it again, bro. Come on, hook it up. I'll send you back
No,
referral.
no, we could.
I'll
We
make you a
could come
better
up.
deal too. Check this out. So let's say I close a deal with one of your referrals and they refer me a friends and family member. I'll give you 10% of that deal too.
All right. Can anyone beat that right now?
Yeah, 20. If you send them down to Georgia, tell them New York. It's just they're the wrong move. So I'll beat it. 20.
And if they ever get tired of the cold, send them over to California. We'll take care of them. 25%, 25,
25. Did I get a 30?
25.
Just to be clear,
Yeah,
I'm
28,
offering
28.
you 25
Anyone?
on the referral, 10% on the residual. Who's
Yeah,
offering
no.
residual here?
Speaking of
Uh,
which,
I
of this actually, I
Luca,
came across. Oh, go ahead.
go ahead. Sorry. I thought my bad. Go ahead.
Yeah, I mean, this is kind of pivoting a little bit, but I wanted to know if anyone had heard of this. Somehow I got on some tech subscription thing, and it's called Bid My Listing, and I was like, oh, that's kind of interesting. But I guess you basically knock down your commission, which is sacrilegious in my opinion. But I was thinking for my team members, it would be kind of a good way just to get them, practice deals and go through some of the trials and tribulations of it. Has anyone ever heard of this website or
I
service?
have. The thing I want to know, Chad, is since you're using it, are you having success with this? Is there?
Oh, I'm not using
How are
it.
you
Somehow
doing with it?
I just get the text for it, and I click on it. I'm like, what the fuck is this? And then I see what it
Okay.
is. So I haven't started using it yet, or
Well,
I don't even know.
I haven't found out much more about it because I want to know people that have actually used it before I even touch it. But
Isn't that the one that's being promoted by
as
Gold?
Josh Altman is the guy that runs
Yeah,
it. He's the guy from selling whatever,
Yeah, selling.
$1 million listing, LA.
There you go. Yeah, $1 million listing. Yeah, I mean it's a decent concept. I just I want to see the fees.
Yeah, it sounds like it's a race to the bottom.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Your favorite.
Yeah.
Favorite.
that's the frightening part too, because I mean I'm sure you guys have seen it in your markets, but I know at least in Atlanta, I mean, I think we had in Georgia 11,000 people licensed in 2021, and which was just like a crazy off the chart number, and just 3% of these new agents that kind of are in the bag are going to be out very shortly. So I can look at those services as like, all right, let's let those people bid it to the bottom, and almost as a, I don't know, I don't think.
Anybody getting any of this? Because I don't understand.
You're chopping up a little bit.
Man, we're having connection issues across the board.
Yeah, no, I got
farm country.
I got 25% of that conversation.
Yeah,
It's all good.
Luca
I'm
texts
sorry.
me. His thing
I'm in
is
the mountains.
yeah. Luca's also texting me. His Discord's like straight up down, like internet problems.
Blame Discord.
Yeah,
It
blame
happens.
Discord.
But yeah, no, we could collaborate, Andrew. I think I've been thinking about when I'm down in Miami in a couple of weeks. I'm gonna go down there and see who I can talk to down there about doing some like New York to Miami seminars too.
Let's hook
think
it
there's
up,
just-
bro.
We have to cover the Northeast, man. Let's do it.
Yeah.
Do you work with any of those community loan programs through like First Republic? Are you familiar with them? Or?
I'm familiar
They're-
with the ones that New York City's offering. They're offering almost 6 figures of down payment assistance, just fucking destroying our dollars even more. Basically, a
What do you mean?
communist state.
Wow.
No, a little different. The community loan is anyone that's like kind of buying in a low or moderate income area, based on like the census tract. They qualify for these loans that you have to put 20% down and have like, I think like 20 or 30 or 40,000 in an account after closing. But if you do, they'll offer you a 30-year fixed rate at like 3.75.
Wow.
Which
Yeah,
program?
man.
Do you know the name of it?
It's only in New York, from my understanding. But if you look up First Republic Bank, like Eagle Community Loan Program or something,
Right.
it'll come up. And I'd be interested to when I talk to my First Republic guy, I'll see what he says about other states. Maybe they have like a different name for it. But I do know
It
that
sounds
it's
like something that that we also have in California. And is that the one where you have to have? Is it you work in a specific job field, or there's
Mhm.
bonuses for certain job fields for that
No.
loan? Okay,
No,
because we have
nothing
one
to
in
do with-
California that's Golden State Finance Authority. That's a similar thing. There's also down
Maybe
payment
it's like
assistance
trade
available, but-
workers or something. Yeah, there's like obviously physicians loans. Like if you're ever working with anyone that's a doctor, they get like these crazy offers.
That I knew about.
Those are applicable in I think any state. But this particular like community loan program is in New York, and it has nothing to do with occupation. It's just your ability to put down 20% and have like 50,000 in an account. Plus, you're buying in an area considered low or moderate income. And
The
it's
other
just like
thing New York City's doing is they'll give you up to 6 figures of down payment assistance depending on the size of the property that you're buying. If you go up to a 4-family, and it has to be in certain shitty areas. They're trying to gentrify those areas, but they're going to give out 6 figures in down payment system, which is just absurd.
Yeah,
And I hear that
that
it takes
sounds
7 to 8
similar
months to close.
California too.
I don't
Yeah,
qualify.
it's all qualified census tracts, and I believe
If
it's
I
up
take
to
a
like
year off of
15,000.
work and get a multi-$100,000 free down payment, it kind of makes sense, doesn't it? Like, just not work for a year and then get a free 4-family.
You know what? I
actually-
write off my income so low that maybe I qualify for a bunch of stuff. I should look into it.
Yeah, seriously, why the fuck not? Seriously,
They're giving it
doing
away
for
to
you.
everyone else.
Yeah.
but you're 1099,
You're a little quiet, Luca.
Luca, yeah, you're very distant.
Dang.
Yeah, his Wi-Fi's all fucked up.
So
You
what
got-
else is going on here?
and
Anybody
you-
doing anything that's making money?
I was gonna I was gonna say, and you guys got any marketing strategies for Thanksgiving coming up?
Time to give out the pies.
Yeah.
I literally go to
Time to give
Restaurant
out the
Depot and buy a bunch
pies.
of pies and give them out.
Where's Lauren?
Oh
I
man,
bet.
where's Lauren at? She
I know.
left.
We both thought at the
Lauren
same
is
time.
the queen of the
We
pie
booted-
giveaway.
She for sure
What's-
is doing something crazy.
This guy Luca's in the
I
audience.
think Lauren gave away over 100 pies last year, something like that.
Dude,
Wow.
yeah, that
Where
was.
does she get them?
Yeah.
That's a good question.
I-
I think it was something like Costco or
I was gonna say.
I almost
only
think
I mean, I'm
Costco.
getting
She
them at
went to-
Restaurant Depot, and they're really cheap. I can't imagine getting 100 though.
I don't
Hey,
know.
I got I got a question for you guys and like a topic we can go on.
Sure.
What are you guys? I know we probably talked about this a while back, but what are you guys doing to kind of navigate as the market slows down and talk with your buyers about rates right now, expressing 2-1 buy downs? What are you guys doing to ease your buyers' nerves as we already go into a slower market, and then now the unknown of the market conditions moving forward? What are you guys using to navigate really?
So
I
just
mean,
to
I'm just
clarify, you're
Finding
talking
the
about
lenders that have
how
got
to-
the good stuff.
Yeah.
Sorry, go ahead, Andrew.
I was just saying, I'm just working with the lenders who got the good stuff. That right now, these banks like Jovia, Citibank, and TD, they're got the best thing to offer right now, which sucks because I miss working with my friends because my
Right.
friends were on little banks, but at the same time, I'm still able to get people qualified, and I got to get properties on the contract, and it's not personal. I just got to make a
Right.
living. So.
What tools are they offering? I don't know. I might have not have heard it earlier. What tools are they offering that you're able to utilize with them?
So Citibank has this loan called the Home Run Loan,
Okay.
where they're basically offering a subprime rate. They offer no PMI. You could put down as little as 3.5% with no PMI, and you get $7,500 off your closing costs. So a
Okay.
combination of all those things makes this loan a home run. And then literally, I had a listing that I put up like 3 weeks ago before it went under contract. I had them make a flyer for me. So with a FHA loan 3.5 at a normal market rate, the monthly payment came out to like $4,700. But with their loan, it came down to $4,000 because they didn't have to pay PMI and they had a subprime rate. So it makes such a tremendous difference. And then they could use the $7,500 towards buying down the rate even more if they wanted to. It's totally up to them. So with this deal, it's such a great way to get people motivated and feel like they can do something. The TD Bank is offering something similar. Citibank, you have to make less than $175,000 a year, and you need to have your DTI to be somewhere 40 or below, or 41 or below. TD Bank has different regulations and limits, and then there's Jovia Bank, which was offering a 10-year ARM loan at like a rate in the fours. It was like 4.25 or 4.5, and that was recently, like a week ago. So I've been using these big banks to my advantage, and instead of sending the loans to my friends who are in these other banks for like Madison Mortgage, Contour Mortgage. My friends are working in these little banks, and it sucks because I want to give them the deals, but at the same time, if I don't bring them to the big banks where the deals are looking better right now, I can't get them on the contract, right? So just use those loans.
Well, question: are any of those programs like income restricted? I know you mentioned one is. Is there a cap on the income for all of those programs?
Well, the Citibank one I memorized because I sent it so many times. It was you have to make less than 175,000 household income combined. You need to have a credit score, I think, of 650, and they also need to sit through a 5 or 8 hour class on financial management. So, like, they do have to dedicate a day to doing that. But then Citibank is holding the loan themselves, and they're offering it to them with no PMI. So, it's worth it to me. I don't remember what the other qualifications were for the other banks. You got to call them.
Yeah, I'll look them up. But yeah, it's tough in my market that income is just like too low for most of the stuff they need to buy. Unfortunately.
Yeah. Well, it's still a good way to find out who's doing what. Like, you could still don't blast out the guidelines. Just blast out what they're offering and then see who's, who responds. And then, you could put them in touch if they ask. And if they don't qualify, it's fine. You still know they're buying and you can try to work something out.
Yeah, no, totally.
My company does something similar. There's a product I can write a 30-year product. I think the rate's at I think it's below 5% for a 30-year. But it's the same kind of thing. Certain counties, certain income restrictions, so on and so forth.
There you go.
What's up, Bygrave?
What's going on,
Send it to
cuz?
Steve.
Miss you, man.
You got to come down for more pizza, buddy.
I do. We have to have actually Agents Philly trip.
Oh, I'll be right there, cuz.
Who goes to Philly for pizza?
My uncle,
Blasphemous.
Andrew, you go down to Philly, you have this
We about
pizza,
to
you'll go
start a
back. You'll go back.
fight.
Listen, we're Italian. I get it. I
Hey,
understand.
Lauren, you there?
Lauren,
hey,
tell us
what's
about
up?
the Thanksgiving pies.
Lauren, we
Oh,
want to
wow.
know how
You
many
pick your
pies you're
pies.
giving out this year.
63.
Jeez.
I'm
Where?
not.
Where are you getting them? Where do you buy the
She's
pies?
making them herself.
They're from a farm store. So they grow their berries and everything there, and then they make the pies.
Oh my
There's-
God.
They only sell them to like a couple of specialty, like high-end stores. And I get a little bit of a discount because we buy them in bulk. Also, Bygrave, hi. Seen you in forever.
Hey, Ryan, people are
Lurking.
raising their
I'm the
hands, by
lurker.
the way.
I think those were invited up. But yeah, those were invited up.
Yeah, so that's
But
what I've been I've been going through. So that's 63. I am going through and reminding everybody that the event's on Tuesday, and then I'll do one more touch base the night before.
So
So I got-
out of those, because didn't you did it one year, or you did something where you were like driving around all day?
That was
That was
me.
during COVID. That was during COVID, and I had I think it was 50 or 54. It's been like incrementally going up,
So-
and that was every one of them.
Are you expecting all 63 people to come get their pies?
I have, wait, hang on. One,
I mean,
two,
are you going to be
three,
eating pie for the next week?
5, 6. I only have 6 deliveries so far, and everyone else is showing up. And I
Lauren,
have. What happened?
if no one picks them up, you could send them to me. You have my
Dude,
address
they're
though, right?
so good. They're so good. I wouldn't stand behind food that I don't personally enjoy because I am a
Wait,
fat kid.
like what kind of pie? Like pumpkin pie?
So you have a choice. It's pumpkin, pecan. There's a mixed
I love
berry
pecan.
that's blackberry, marionberry, raspberry, and an apple crumble.
Can you
And
put
they
me?
are-
Can you put me on this
Oh.
list? Can you put me on? How do I get this?
Apple crumble.
I know.
Yeah.
I'm like,
Oh, like not like mass produced, like you know what I mean? Like fine Costco pies, whatever, like supermarket. Like these are bomb, like farmer pies.
Hell yeah.
Oh man.
So that's what. Yeah,
Maybe
I'm
mustard.
stoked. It's gonna be. I think it'd be pretty busy this year. So other agents are doing it with me. So I think it's gonna be 7 of us total. And I spent all day yesterday in between my appointments. I ran to like, God, $3 stores and then supermarkets and a Home Goods trying to get like cups that are like fall based and napkins. And I got everything yesterday. But it took like ping ponging to different stores and watched 2 people get into a fist fight at a dollar store.
Hell yeah.
sounds about
Yeah.
right for a dollar store.
There's a lot of hands raised in the audience, by the way. I don't know if anyone's.
No, those are invited up. Luca texts me the only thing he can do is invite people, and he can't even hear us
Oh.
speak.
Luca, you're doing such a good job.
No, he can't even hear us speak. He's
But Devin, going back to your question, one thing we're doing now, kind of while we're kind of gearing this up to January because we're not really expecting a lot of engagement through the holiday, but we're putting together like kind of like a seminar with a lender, an attorney, and a financial advisor, and we're just basically going to have like an event at our office and virtually where people could come in and just ask questions about like their financial situation and just kind of be, have their kind of have the ability to kind of ask questions and for more or less for free. And just hopefully, maybe we'll get a few different clients out of that. I mean, that's one of the things I'm doing right now. So I just feel like there's so much, it's just a lot of business development that should be happening right now. That's what we're doing.
But for everybody that's not giving out 60 pies or so, today's the time of this is the time of year you can really get on, social media. You can get on your email blasts if you have them, create some graphics, and send out some mailers. Contact your clients. It's another touch point. That's a great way to get in touch with your clients. And I don't know. My perspective is always, stop worrying about what you're going to do and just do something. Whether it's a card, an email, post on social media, you got to do something.
Hey, can you guys hear me?
Yep.
All right. We can kind of hear you, Luca.
I hear a faint whisper of Luca.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's like you're
turn.
down a hallway
low?
and speaking
Still?
softly.
Yeah, it's a little low.
Hold on.
Somebody dropped a cricket on him.
Now, is it better now?
Yeah, that's
Better,
better.
yeah.
Much better.
Yeah.
Mhm.
It's still frustrating.
Luca, did you catch that comment?
No, I couldn't hear anything. I had
You remember the cricket, Luca?
Oh, dude.
I remember they were cicadas actually. Cicadas, not crickets. What I was gonna say to your point, Chico, Christmas cards.
Absolutely.
Start doing if you're running your head against the wall because people are non-responsive, and to Kyle's point, engagements are gonna go down for the holidays.
And he's gone.
We lost him again.
Okay, so I'm gonna pick
It
up
was
where you
great
left
while
off.
it lasted. Yeah.
I was
gotta
just
go, guys.
meeting. I just met with Fizbo Joe, and one other person from our office, and I was like, "Listen, the two of you need to be reaching out, or I encourage you to reach out to people that, like just five tonight, that you don't have their contact information. Just grab them off of Facebook, Instagram, whatever, and be like, hey, I'm sending out holiday cards this year. Is this the right address? Is this a good address for you? What is it?" And then just get into a conversation. And, don't just leave it at that. Like, how are they doing? Stuff like that. So, holiday cards, do it.
I like it.
I do handwritten holiday cards every year. Actually, I used to give out pies too, but Lauren, you just blew me out of the water with your farmers pies. Mine were from Restaurant Depot. They were, mass produced, sitting in the box.
Yeah, but it's whatever works,
No, I mean it's just so good. You're right. You should do what you're doing. Make it nice. But how much they charge you per pie?
So I think they resell for 19, and then I get them for 14.
All right, yeah. So I'm paying like $7 a pie, $6 a pie. But yeah, so it'd be a big increase. But still, I mean, I would get a bunch from the farm and give it to the people I actually like.
Yeah, I mean, like this is the big event, and then everything else from there is typically smaller. Although I'll be catering a gym event in January and getting like water bottles made. Those will be cheaper too. I think those are like $7 to $8 a bottle, so it's still cheaper.
I'm just.
Are you
curious.
talking are you talking reusable bottles or like actual
Yeah,
water?
because it's for the gym. So I was like, okay, what kind of marketing is going to stick around? So I did the reusable to like metal water bottles.
Yeah,
and I
awesome.
had
Cool.
logo and then my phone number on it. Because I was like, chances are people don't really give a shit about a website. They're probably not going to go on that, but they'll probably text me.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's my whole tactic, is just events, stepping up the events, and really just talking to people and taking them out and doing coffee and stuff like that.
Yeah. Are you bringing any like video crew in like during the events just to kind of get content, or is that?
Yeah, so there'll be during the pie event, we'll have my guy there, and I was just talking to some of the other agents, and they want to do that too. So I'm not sure if that one will be like a collaborative video and like show all of us, so we'll do like one by one. But the gym one as well, and I'm working with the coach because it's like, oh, all right, we'll do like a seminar too, so we could like show some of the guys training and stuff, and it's going to be also promotion for them as well. You know, it's like a hand in hand kind of thing.
I love it. You feed them pie and then you make them go to the gym. It's awesome. Self-serving. I love it.
Is it Planet Fitness?
No, it's the jujitsu gym. Yeah, no. So then, you know, you get like a neon belly and you just puke it all up and you're good.
You have a pie eating contest. Go all out. Be like, yeah, now you guys need the gym, so you should come to my event in January.
But yeah, that's it. I want to, and like all these things, they'll just be consistent. The holiday cards, the pie thing. I want to like, I have like a running list of each month. What are you doing, even if it's small, you know?
Do you
Yeah, sorry,
don't
sorry.
you do you do anything else that's I know you're doing the pie, whatever. For some reason,
Mhm.
what do you like? Did you do pies or something like twice last year? I just remember you do something
Yeah.
else that was pretty large.
There's the lotto tickets and St. Patrick's Day.
Hmm.
Around like April, May, I do seeds for like thank you for helping my business bloom kind of thing.
So is there any holiday you don't do anything for?
I haven't done anything for Valentine's Day, but I did want to bring something in this year. If anyone has any ideas, I
That's
don't
a
want to
make out with
That's a
everybody?
risky one.
do like cards. You know what I mean? Like do some like I like really like making greeting cards in Canva and then having those printed because it says what I want it to say, and then I put my logo on the back. But yeah, I
Take
learned that.
every customer out on a date.
No, I always I had my former managing broker tell me this, and I tell everyone, only take people out on coffee. It's don't do food. Why are you gonna, especially like new agents, you just go out for a coffee date. You know, and you can kind of like stack the appointments too, because if you're like meeting them at 12 or whatever, you're like, oh, okay, I got an appointment at 1:32, so you can kind of like cap it at an hour, so you're not spending 3 hours there just talking.
Yeah.
What if your clients invite you out to food? I've had that before. They wanted to take me out to dinner.
I mean, yeah, if you want to, sure. I'm just saying, but if you're gonna be like if I have a list of 100 people and I want to go through and take 2 people out a week, I can't take out everybody to lunch, but I can take them out for coffee, right? And $3-5.
Bonus points, you can get multiple coffees.
Yeah, I have to start. I do. Like, I start off out of the gate strong, and then I start half caffeine and then decaf because I'm just by the end of the night.
At what point do you put whiskey in there?
What time is it? I'm done.
Just real quick, I gotta plug it because Luca's gone. Mastermind next week is on Wednesday because, just for Thanksgiving. Then the mastermind next week after that, we are not having any because Kyle's up here and we'll be in Miami. So no mastermind in 2 weeks, but the next one will be on the 23rd, Wednesday. Plug in
Cool.
that.
We're gonna have an actually agents meetup in Brickell, Miami, guys.
Make sure to bring the beanie, Kyle.
I
Lauren,
already have it in my bag.
You
The only
packed
thing
your bag
packed right now.
already? Oh,
No, it's the
I
only
wish
thing
I could
packed in
be.
there. It's everything else. Is
Okay,
still
I'm
in my
about to say,
drawer.
I wish I could get ready that early. I probably won't pack till the night before.
I'm usually like 4 hours out unpacking.
Yes.
My wife yells at me.
Yeah.
My wife's packed 3 days ago, and I'm like, "Can you not yell at me?" So she gave up, and she just packs for me now.
Oh my God, that's the same thing here. My husband, he would get like agita because I would just be like, "Oh, do later, do now, be busy, busy, busy," and now he's just like, from like 2 trips ago, he's like, "Your bag's already packed." I didn't even look. I just trusted him. I was like, "Okay."
Yeah. And I can't complain when she forgets something too. I'm like, you know what? You did good.
You got 99% of it.
Yeah, you did good.
The ultimate packing is laundry morning of, pack before bed, and then in the morning, still scramble in case something wasn't done in the laundry. That's usually how it goes for me.
Yeah, I did that. And one time I reached in my bag to grab something and there was a razor in there and I just cut my hand open. So like 3 hours before the flight, my finger was just like bleeding for like 30 minutes. I was like, can I leave like this? Like this
You're just walking through TSA, just
bloody hand. Yeah, it was weird. But yeah, no, it's gonna be fun, Miami. And Andrew, the Philly pizza we were talking about. It's actually from Brooklyn. My uncle has a pizzeria in Greenpoint, Brooklyn, and he opened another location down there, and it's phenomenal. We gotta all meet up.
Yeah, I'm down.
I know you're keto though. That's what I wanted to ask you.
That pizza
you're gonna have to wait
is
a little bit,
fucking
but I'm down.
banging.
Oh yeah. Say it again.
I said,
that
I mean,
pizza.
I heard you, Steven.
Oh,
It is banging. What were you saying, Andrew?
no, I mean, I'm down. I'm down. It doesn't matter. I just don't have to eat it. It's fine.
You're gonna look at this pizza? It's a sin, dude. Come on.
Yeah, it is what it is, bro. Gotta get my weight down.
All right.
how far is Luca from you guys?
An hour.
Far.
It's an hour for me.
Makes sense.
But Warwick's fun though. Warwick has some cool stuff to do up there. If it weren't so cold, I'd go up there. But it's a nice town. It has a brewery and stuff. It's like a nice. It's like about an hour out of the city.
Bad.
All right, gentlemen, I gotta pop off.
Peace.
Yeah,
Good luck with your pies.
All right, thank you. Enjoy Thanksgiving, everybody.
Joy.
Good night, everyone.
Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
See you, everybody.
I think we're gonna
Later.
close this mastermind off unless something else or someone else has something to say.
One last thing. Has anyone done BNI group?
BNI?
B and B.
I know a
And,
guy that did it. I've never done it myself. He said it wasn't bad for business, but I've never personally done it.
Yeah, I've heard about it like a lot, but up until recently, I actually like started like sitting in on meetings. But basically, what it is like, for example, in New York, they have all these different chapters, but within each chapter, you have like limited seats. So there's one residential sales agent for Manhattan. There's one residential sales agent for Brooklyn. There's an attorney, a real estate attorney, a commercial lender, a commercial attorney, a commercial broker. And you basically have like up to 10, 15. This one particular one has 30 different like seats for different parts of the like real estate industry. And you meet once a week and you just like refer business to each other.
I'm looking at that. It's what, a networking group or networking convention?
It's a networking group. It's a networking group that has chapters, and each chapter is like specific to each like neighborhood. Like Manhattan has like a bunch because it's so big. But you could start your own chapter, or you could join one if there's a seat open in your profession.
Interesting. I've always wondered about that because it's like, oh, you're just all networking with a bunch of realtors or whatever. So it's, you know, everyone there is doing it's the same mindset of gotta get some fucking business, you know.
Yeah, no, they won't like. So one of the better chapters here. Like they're all run by different people, so it's very inconsistent between like how they run their shops. Like the format's the same, but I've been on 3 different ones, and one was like totally boomer. Another one was like run by like a 30-year-old, and it's like super tech savvy, and it's like really interesting. And then like the other one was kind of like in between both, and you just kind of vibe out with a few different like groups. You're allowed to go in as a guest a maximum of twice before you kind of like put in an application, assuming there's a seat open. And you know, if you like it, like they kind of every week they have like a stat list of like referrals that are done within the group. I think BNI kind of mandates that, and some of these people are making like pretty serious referral money. Through
I was
these
gonna say,
groups.
is it legit from the 2 you went to? I mean, does it seem legit? I could never figure out if it was like worth signing up and do that because you got to pay for that shit, like the
You
membership.
do, but it's like $500 a year. It's not.
I could chime in with some experience on this, you guys. I went to a couple meetings here in the Phoenix area. I went to one for Scottsdale since it's higher price point area, and I lived in Scottsdale at the time. It's one of those things where you know, everybody and their mom's a freaking realtor, right? So every group has an agent, and they, at least out here, it's like one residential, one commercial. That's it. There's always a seat taken, and somebody's got to frickin' die to like, free up a spot. So you pretty much got to create your own group if you really want to do it. But everybody was touting their referrals that other members sent them, and there was the agent that was in the group that I went to gets quite a bit of business from that networking group. So I think they're good if you can get in on one, but at least in my market, I don't have the time or energy to like, start a whole chapter and run that shit. So
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
That's Joe, right? I assume you're from. I know Joe Linney. I follow you on Instagram, right? Yeah. Okay. Cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, that's kind of the vibe I got heard from other people who hadn't like found a good group, and I think with the way the market is right now, for whatever reason, there's 3 seats open in New York City right now, which apparently like never ever happens.
That's awesome.
How do you
everyone I've ever looked into, everyone had a realtor and a lender. Like I couldn't even get into one basically because they were all filled. So I'm like, well, fuck it then. And just forget it. I'm not even gonna bother looking into it anymore.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah,
So to
that's
apply,
where I was.
is it just like straight up like a job application type of apply? Like,
No, it's like it kind of is, kind of isn't. It's like you fill out some information, you give like 2 business referrals, and then if you sit in on the meeting, if you want to apply, you apply. They review it and they interview you after. It's like pretty informal.
The BNI council reviews your
the
application.
The chapter president will review it, like the people that you'd be sitting in with. But yeah, no, I kind of like went in there like, is this going to be culty? Is this going to be weird? But like they're pretty. I mean, honestly, I don't see any downside to it. It's like I think for like a 2-year membership, it's like 1,000. I think for 1 year, it's like 500. And like you do one deal, it's like whatever. And then the other nice thing is it's like you have like this one group of a financial advisor, an architect, a painter, a contractor. Like you get to be able to pick up a phone and call these people because you're in this network, and like that's kind of what you're offering out to your network. Just the ability to kind of make a call and have some people at your fingertips in a sense. So it just helps kind of, I think, in a lot of different ways outside of just like actually getting business done too.
I think if there's an open slot, I think it would be worth it because, like you said, the cost, it's not that much, and if you get one deal, cool. If you don't, for some reason, it's still enough that it's worth rolling the dice, in my opinion. I mean, if you're not getting one deal out of it, that would be kind of crazy to me. It should more than pay for itself based off of what I've seen on the couple that I've gone to. Like agents are getting tons of referrals off these things. I mean, maybe with the slower market right now, it's more a play of, agents are leaving the business that, aren't able to survive a downturn or whatever. So you just take their place and you pay to stay there for a while, and then the referrals pick up as the market picks up and the rates go down or whatever, you know what I mean? But if you can get the slot, I think it's totally worth it.
Yeah, and worst case scenario, I'm thinking like you could just write it off as a business expense too. It's not like
100%.
You can't do that. I think those are like 100% write off because it's like a business network or whatever. I think there's like a certain designation for clubs that you can write off as 1099. So I don't know. It didn't seem like there was much downside, but they're very particular. Like if you're a rental agent in New York City, you can't talk about sales. There's a sales agent there. So like a little like there's some rules. We have so many different like micro markets here with like there's a sales agent for Queens, there's a sales agent for Brooklyn, there's a sales agent for Manhattan, and then there's like one Manhattan rental agent, and like that's the seat that's open right now. And I don't expect any of the others to open up for a long time. So it's just like, it's a pretty interesting group. And I think, if you guys have like, are looking for business development, like this might be a good move if there's a seat open. And I'm, that's what I'm doing right now. It's one of the things I'm doing. But it's interesting. And then they meet once a week. It used to be that it was all in person. And now with COVID, like I think 2 of the 3 I sat with are like, we're permanently remote, but we'll meet once a quarter for like a happy hour. Whereas like the third one was like, we're gonna meet every Tuesday morning at 7 a.m. like for coffee and breakfast. And I was like, fuck no, bro, I'm not doing that. Like, I have a daughter. I'm not fucking getting up and like, no thanks, bro.
So one thing I'll mention, just because Lauren was talking about it, my kids were making a bunch of noise and I was kind of distracted, so I didn't say anything earlier. But when she was talking about her pies and doing things for clients, I just want to throw a plug for Mailbox Power. It's kind of like send out cards, but they actually have automations you can set up. So you can go in there, like download a card design what it says, put your marketing shit on the back. But they have like fresh baked cake bars and brownies and cutting boards and mugs and gifts and gift cards and anything you could think of. And you could set up groups, and you can set up automations based on birthdays, holidays, different dates. So you can set it up to where these people are getting stuff kind of hands off once you design the stuff and set up the automations, and it just bills you. And I get texts all the time. Oh my God, the cake bars were so good. Thank you. I get feedback all the time off of it. So if you guys are more like techie and you want like a little more hands off, once you design everything and set it up, it's a no brainer. And then like for the birthday card, you just change the design once a year so people aren't getting the same thing.
I like this. I just put the link in the I put it in Mastermind Event Chat. This is dope. It's got like you said, it's got like food, drinkware. They even got measuring tapes. You can send out golf balls with your logo on it. This is
no way.
Real. Yeah, real deal.
Don't like me to buy these balls and slap my face with it. No, that's cool. Is there like a running list of like links that we've mentioned?
That would be smart, but like, I mean, you could search up like HTTPS or whatever, but your best bet's gonna be scrolling up through Mastermind Event Chat.
Unacceptable. I'm sorry.
Yeah. I don't know. I mean, that would be smart though. Now that I mentioned that,
that would be cool just to have like a sitting link.
Because we've had ones even from the beginning of like different like social media marketing things, etc.
So I'll tell you too, guys. Oh, sorry. I'll just
so
tell you
had
too
like 50 mentions. Go ahead. Sorry, I'm done cutting you off. Go ahead.
You're good. So the company's based out of Utah. So if you're sending out cards or whatever, like just say for a specific date or whatever, it'll get to anywhere within a few days. And if you have a campaign set up for an automation, it'll usually set stuff out, 3-4 days prior to the date to make sure it gets there on time. But the feedback I've gotten on the baked goods, I think they have a bakery there and they actually fresh bake them and wrap them. But the stickers, even on the brownies and all that stuff, you can put your logos and like design stuff however you want, and it's really cool that way.
This is smart. I'm just looking at like because it's got like things like phone chargers, journals, like it's items based around things that you'd use on a day-to-day basis, and I constantly see
the essential stuff. It sounds cool. I want to see what it looks like, and is the food actually good though? I'm like, New York, you have a lot of tough competition. I want to know if the food's actually good.
So the cake bars are like white cake with like a white frosting and like colored rainbow sprinkles. And they look really nice. And I haven't had them personally, but I've gotten nothing but good feedback from clients for the food stuff. But you can even send, they have like caramel corn, or like to agent referral people I have in other states. During the holidays, they have the Ghirardelli peppermint bark. I'll send that to my referral people along with like a $20 Starbucks, something like that. So depending on like, you can sort people in groups, even with your sphere or your close clients or whatever, sort them in your VIP people so they get more stuff. And then you have your regular clients, maybe they just get a card or whatever. Sky's the limit with that system, honestly. You can do all kinds of crazy stuff with it depending on budget.
You could even send out freaking wallets. They got wallets on here.
I think they even do like you could send out like mailers and stuff, like real estate mailers and stuff through there too. They
Yeah,
have,
this is
I
dope.
mean, I use
Do they design?
a good
Do they
amount of
design
it.
the mailers?
They have like preset designs, but on a lot of stuff, if you're going to want to add your logos and all that stuff, they have a whole design suite to where you download, say it's the car design or whatever. Then you go into the editor and then you can upload your logos and all your stuff, drag it over, or you can type in, whatever greeting for the card or whatever. It's awesome. And it's really easy to, it's like editing something in Canva, really. It's that easy.
Yeah. There's this one company, I can't think of the name. They like came up with some software. I'll try to remember the name and get it to you guys. But they one of the things they do is they type what looks like handwriting, and they like designed it themselves. And it just looks like you wrote like 1,000 handwritten cards when you didn't actually do it. But it'd be cool to like couple it with that type of stuff if you could do that.
So on mine, I took a high def picture of my signature, and I have that as a photo that I put on there. So it actually looks like I signed in pen at the bottom, even though like the other stuff is just whatever font. So it looks like I actually signed it and sent it to him.
Pretty cool. But yeah, it's all good stuff, guys. Yeah, B and I'd be interested to hear what you guys say. I'm process for it, but I'll probably pull the trigger by the end of next week and see what comes of it.
If Chico was here, I bet he'd have something because he does all those. He does a bunch of that like event, like community type stuff.
Oh yeah, yeah. I'm curious to know how it works out. It looks like it's something that like actually works. We'll see.
Yeah, we're excited to hear back.
If it's anything like the people that I was hearing touting their referrals and stuff, and looking up these agents in HomeSnap to see what their production is and stuff, I think it's a good move, honestly.
Yeah, and one of the things you could do if you have a team, if there's like a few seats open, like what I'm going to do is try to get my rental guy, one of my main rental guys. He like, I don't know how he does it. He's up to like almost 200 rental transactions this year, and I just want him to like get in on this group as the rental agent, and then I'm going to find another chapter as like a sale agent, and we'll just try to like bounce business off each other through these two different groups.
Nice. Divide and conquer.
Sorry.
Yeah. But
I wanted to share with you.
I know it's New York, a little different, but I know not every market has that many chapters. So.
All right, go ahead, Ken. I think you were talking, right?
Yeah, sorry, I was just listening like passively. But I wanted to share with you one of my team lead who was invited to go to a mastermind, Ryan Serhant's mastermind. So these are the top, I think 25 or 20 people were invited in this private party. And one of the big whales that attended the party was Butch Hayes, Butch Haze, Butch Hayes. So this guy is from Compass, and his entire team did 1.6 billion in sales, and a third of the team's sales volume came from referrals. So Butch started talking about if you're able to make meaningful connections with 8 different people out of your local area or city or state to be their top referral, most likely you'll get at least 8 to 15 referrals per year on the average price. So the average price here in San Francisco is like 1.7, 1.5. So just imagine you have 7 million in sales volume. That's another 200K in GCI or so, right? So I think real estate agents should start focusing on building relationship for referrals as well out of state.
Yeah, that's kind of what I mean. That's obviously the name of the game, but I think Compass makes it easy too with their workplace. they have. If guys aren't familiar, like Compass basically has like a Facebook powered, like kind of like acts like a Discord. Like we have the Discord, but it's every Compass agent can go on and post like a question, like, hey, there's a referrals channel. It's like, hey, I'm looking for an agent in Utah. Do you have any agents? And agents will comment like, oh, I use this person, I use that person, or oh, hey, I'm happy to help. So like, you could just like optimize even that as a Compass agent. Like you'll definitely make a lot of money. But I think if you're not a Compass agent, it's just going to take a little bit more legwork because you're just going to have to like manually reach out and actually like try to make connections with people doing business in other markets, which is easier said than done, but it's doable. I totally agree.
One thing I'm gonna say, give the inside scoop. You just mentioned like Compass and their Facebook groups. We had Glenn Sanford EXP on here the other day, but there's a few different brokerages and different companies that are looking at actually moving communities onto Discord, and like you said, like there's going to be a lot of opportunity to make those. But
no, I agree. And I was in Spain and I walked into like some real estate offices in like the nice parts of town. I was just like talking to these people, and I'm like, listen, if I ever have anyone, like let me know. And I'll let you know. If you ever have anyone, let me know. And like you never know. Like they might call me in 2 years and be like, remember you, the New York guy? I'm like, who fucking knows? I'm going to Miami in a couple of weeks, and I already had like 2 meetings lined up with people down there just to like show me around, like what's the deal with like these rental buildings. Like we do so many freaking rentals. Like literally last year we did 1,100 rentals, just with tenant rep mainly. I mean, we have a landlord presence, but not as big as our tenant rep side. And I would imagine like some small percentage of them are going down to Miami. Like we're just not capturing any of that, and it's just kind of like, for me, it makes no sense because a lot of the landlords in that market pay the fees. So like, you could just be sending people down there and have some partners down there. You're just like collecting referral fees on these like $3,000, $4,000, $5,000, $6,000 clients that you could potentially be sending their way. And guess what? If you like you and you think that you're their only New York guy, they'll be sending clients up your way because New York is like Miami's like the 6th or 7th borough of Manhattan. A lot of the people like just go down there for the snowbirds, but during COVID they all stayed down there. So it's just thinking like that. I think anywhere you go on vacation, you owe it to yourself to go see what's going on with a real estate office and just make an introduction and see if you could ever do any business there.
I like that. That's some gold.
Yes.
All right, I think we're gonna close it off here because I gotta end the recording and I gotta use the restroom really bad. Not gonna lie.
Edit that out, all right?
Yeah.
Just get a cup or something, man.
If anyone's got any final words, yeah. But again, Mastermind. There's not many of us left here, but Mastermind next week will be on Wednesday, the 23rd.
Guys,
word up.
Guys.
Perfect.
Good talking with you guys. Have a good night.
Take care.
Perfect. Have a good night, everyone. Great Mastermind. Peace.
Later.